Welcome to Dee's Veggie-tales, which is a vegetarian cooking show. My name is Deidre, and if this is your first time joining us on this channel, welcome. If not, welcome back. Today I'm going to take you back a little bit. Who remember the TV dinners, which was called a banquet, which was Salisbury Steak? That's the dinner I'm going to do for you today. So stay tuned. Thank you for staying with me. Today I'm going to make a recipe which is called Salisbury Steak. So I'm going a little nostalgic on you today. The ingredients I'm going to start off with, I'm first going to mix the Salisbury steak, and I'm using a plant-based ground. As many of you know who stayed with the channel, I do not use any type of animal flesh or anything in my recipes when it comes to meat. So this is the plant-based ground. This is from Fresh, and I usually order it from Amazon. The next ingredient I'm going to use for mixing up this meat is 1/4 teaspoon of ground black pepper, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to use a teaspoon of onion powder and garlic powder, and I'm going to use a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Also, I'm going to use a 1/3 cup of breadcrumbs, a teaspoon of liquid smoke, and this here, I'm going to use this instead of, usually I used to use Worcestershire sauce, but Worcestershire sauce has anchovies in it, which is a meat. And so I'm going to use this as a substitute for Worcestershire sauce. I think I'm pronouncing it right. If I'm not, tell me how to pronounce it in the comments. Okay, and the next thing I'm going to be using is 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard. So let's get started here. I like to put my gloves on because at one point while I'm doing this recipe, I'm going to mix it with my hands. Start mixing it. This is coconut amino acids, or just regular amino acids. This takes the place of Worcestershire sauce, or you can use soy sauce. And that's 1 tablespoon, 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard, or you can use regular yellow mustard. And I'm just going to mix this. Again, this is 1 pound of plant-based meat, and I can get probably about 4 patties out of this 1 pound of plant-based meat. Okay, let's patty it and put it. I'm gonna try to make it into the shape like it used to be in the TV dinners that we used to eat growing up. Some of you, your parents might have used to make it with hamburger meat, beef. And there you go. Make it a look there, not too thick. There. You can make them round or you can make them oval. That's your preference. After I finish making these patties, I'm going to let them sit in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes, just so they'll firm up a little bit more. For a side vegetable dish, I'm going to do roasted asparagus. So I'm going to show you how to do asparagus. It's nothing to be intimidated by. I remember years back, I never would mess with asparagus. I love to eat it, but because I did not know how to prepare it. So now, come back to today. I know how to prepare asparagus. So I'm going to show you. First of all, you want to, this is probably about a pound of asparagus. And this is usually how it comes in the grocery store. They usually have two bands one at the top, as you see, and one at the bottom. You just take that off. And first, I'm gonna snap it. Okay. Now this is the woody part that you don't use. So I mean, some people, just put it all together and just cut it. But I just like to snap mine. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna bend it like that, and just bend it and see where it snaps at. Wherever it snaps at, that's what you're gonna throw out, that woody part. Okay, let's do another one. You're gonna snap all these. Now that I have finished washing them and drying them on a paper towel, some of you may be wondering why I'm using this freezer bag. I'm going to show you in a second. I'm going to put it in the freezer bag so I can mix it up, because I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And I'm going to add some garlic powder, salt, and pepper. This just makes it easier to blend it up so you don't have to get your hands all into it. Some may want to get their hands all into it, so you can kind of put it on a pan like this and mix it. Let me just mix this up just a little bit before I put the seasonings on it. I'm going to add the 1/4 teaspoon of salt and 1/4 teaspoon of pepper and a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. And we'll just mix it up. Mix that up real good. Get all them flavors in there. I preheated my oven to 400. Let me just light that up a little bit. Y'all can really get in there. Okay, I'm going to put it in this size pan, which is a sheet pan, and just pour it in there. Make sure they are touching the bottom of the pan. You don't want too much overlapping. You can kind of fix this a bit. And I'm gonna probably cook this again in about a 400-degree oven between 12 and 20 minutes. Now that the patties have firmed up, I'll let it sit in the fridge for about 30 minutes. I'm gonna get ready to cook them. I'll put probably about probably about a tablespoon of olive oil. Let that heat up, and I'm gonna put the patties in there so they can cook. And you're going to cook them on medium heat for about 3 to 5 minutes on each side. As you can see, the patties are pretty much done. I probably cooked them for probably about 5 minutes on each side. So now I'm going to remove them from the pan. I'm going to put another tablespoon of olive oil in here, and I'm going to saute the onions. We're still doing it on a medium heat, medium to medium high heat. And I say probably for about 5 minutes. You can saute these onions until they become translucent. All right, now that the onions are translucent enough for me, I'm going to add 8 ounces of baby bella mushroom, chopped. And I'm going to cook this for a little bit, just for a couple minutes. Let the mushrooms cook down a little bit. All right, okay, now that we got the mushrooms cooked down a bit, I'm going to add a clove of minced garlic, which would be equivalent to, if you're using a jar of minced garlic, a half a teaspoon. And I'm going to just cook that in there for probably about 1 minute. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of butter. Let's cook that in there a little bit. I'm going to put 4 tablespoons of flour, or 1/4 cup of flour. Now I'm making the gravy. Now I'm going to add 2 cups of vegetable broth. Or if you can find a vegan beef broth, that's good too. And we just let that cook a little bit. All right, now that the gravy is thickening up some after I added the flour to it, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of some more coconut canimo, or this is for substitute for Worcestershire sauce. Now you want to just kind of test your gravy to see if you need more salt and pepper in it. Yeah, it does. I'm going to put a little bit more salt and ground black pepper in it. Let me stir that a little bit. Now I'm going to add the patties back to it. Just going to let it cook on each side for about 5 minutes or so. And then it will be done. All right, we have finished with our Salisbury steak. As you can see, I also, not just with the broccoli, it's roasted broccoli, not roasted broccoli, I'm sorry. I do have a recipe for roasted broccoli. Check out my other episodes on this channel. But roasted asparagus. And then I made some creamy mashed potatoes also too. So I'm getting ready to test it to see how it tastes. Salisbury steak dinner. Mmm, that's good. This is made with a plant-based ground meat. Mm. Let me try the asparagus. Let's pick. Mm. Good and tender. Very good. You have to try this recipe. Now that I have took you back to a nostalgic time in your life, if you grew up with banquet Salisbury steak dinner, you have to try this recipe. I think you will really enjoy it. Please do me a favor, like this video, and please subscribe. And don't forget, if you like to leave a comment, please leave a comment. Until next time, bye bye.